evening, beautiful beings of light. Welcome to the Crone Zone Conversations with the Ancients. My name's Priscilla, and this is my buddy, Heather. Hey, Heather, how are you doing tonight? Hi, Diane G.
I'm doing
everybody.
Much better.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. I know that foot's been bothering you, so I'm glad it's getting better every day, I hope.
Yeah.
So I was kind of interested in when you said, I'm going to do, I think we should do a show on the Seven of Pentacles. And I thought, what?
That's why I ran by you before I did anything.
But it's a perfect card for what we're all dealing with right now.
I said, what should we talk about? And there it was. I'm going, okay, now how are we going to do that?
Great way to find a show subject too.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So I hope everybody was here. Over the weekend, we were on Sun Psychic Jean on Friday. That was always fun. Jean's an amazing human being. We love her to death. And then Saturday we had Jenny B, and you guys know Jenny B. She's hilarious, and we had a great time talking about the power of laughter, and really giggling a lot. And the chat room was came in on with things, and it was a really fun show. I love it when the chat room gets involved and puts in their 2 cents. And so tonight we're going to do a show on the Seven of Pentacles. But before we get there, we'll let Heather read her cards.
Okay, I was kind of surprised by the cards that came up and how I interpreted them. And then I was given another interpretation after I told you, because it applies several ways.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, it does. So the first card is who we are, and it was union, us trying to be together, forming what we know is a strong front for us. But sometimes what gets in the way is, believe it or not, the violet flame. Because sometimes we want to be maybe not exactly just going along with everything, but saying, hey, wait a minute, something's got to change. And then we decide, well, the violet flame will take care of it. And then we don't do what we need to do. So, so it gets in the way of us all being together. Meanwhile, right. Of course, our spirits are there. It's innocence. The spirit will go along with whatever. And our humans are trying to find a voice. And the voice may be saying there's a better way, or we need to let them know this is not correct. It can be political. It can not be. It could be when you're working with somebody that you're needing to say what you need to say to get through to them. Okay. So that's why I said there's several ways you can interpret this. Just don't leave everything up to the violet flame. Everybody knows how powerful it is, and they forget, hey, there's other stuff you can do besides it. Sometimes it gets in the way. So what they're saying is what we need to do is use our intuition.
Ooh, I love that card. That's pretty.
But we use our intuition. You probably won't be able to see the next one because it's yellows and greens. And it says, but if we use our intuition, we ask ourselves what we should be doing, how we should be doing something, that puts us back in power. I told you couldn't see it.
Yeah.
But it will put you back in the driver's seat. You will know what to do, and it will help you with it. And then I pulled a card for the show, and it said action, movement needed. And so I'm going, all right, this is still back with the reading. We need to be, yes, as a union, as comrades together. We need to take the actions that we need to show that we need to raise our voices. We need to let everybody know that if there's something wrong, we need to say, hey, it should be this way. Don't necessarily say negatively, that's wrong. Just say, it should be this way. It's a more positive way of saying it.
Right. Okay? Right.
Yeah.
Diane says, interesting. I usually just follow the violet flame when processing heavy emotions. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's
No,
great.
there's nothing wrong with it. Just remember there are other ways as well. So don't depend on it alone. That's all they were saying. Sometimes it gets in the way of our own growth because we're so used to saying, well, take care of this. It's not necessarily what it needs.
Right. I never took it that way anyway. I always think we have to participate. Nothing's going to do it for us. It may assist us, but nothing's going to do it for us. We have to do that on our own.
Right. Whether we're talking to somebody else about ascension or if we're talking to somebody about what all the chaos that we're living through.
Yeah.
And talking about chaos, we were both stuck. What are we going to talk about this Tuesday? And we couldn't figure that out. So I finally gave up and brought out my deck of cards and said, okay, what do we need to talk about? And the Seven of Pentacles flew out. And so
I think it's a great way to pick a show personally. Once I started reading about the Seven of Pentacles,
and then all of a sudden,
sense for what the chaotic times that we're living in. Can I do my red lipstick spiel real quick?
Absolutely.
Before we start. So I'm all about resistance to what's going on in the United of these states. And so I'm wearing red lipstick. Like the women in the French Resistance and the Allies wore during the Second World War because Hitler hated the color red so much. American women flooded factories and battlefields in their red lipstick. The Marines even created a mandatory lipstick for women called Montezuma Red, representing the American flag. And Elizabeth Arden created Victory Red for the suffragette movement. So we're in good stead. Lots of brave women before us. And if you're of the age that Heather and I are, we're not out walking in the streets anymore. Our canes just aren't going to be good enough for that. So we resist in our own way through our channels, through wearing a lapis bracelet to support unity and strength and empowerment for those LGBTQ people, as well as any disabled, chronically disabled,
and I was going to
even
say,
women.
I say my mom always had a blue red lipstick on, always. Now, whereas I wear more oranges, but she would wear the blue red all the time. I never saw her when she was, except I asked, did you start wearing red because of the things that she was talking about? She says, yes.
Is that right?
Yeah, she just stayed with it all her whole life. She liked it so
well. That's beautiful. Hey, Lauren Huntsinger, fellow dragon, how are you?
So I was surprised, and I'm going, okay, I'm still
That's really interesting. Oh, Mom, that's beautiful.
But she was in her own way. I know she was a rebel.
I love that.
In her own way.
That's great.
She did champion those. So anyway, is there another, your blue beads?
I actually don't have them on right now.
Okay.
But I do have my lapis bracelet. I just don't happen to have it on right now. It's just 6mm blue beads, blue lapis beads, and it's just a sign of resistance. And I think we should show whatever we can, however we are able, based on our health and whatever
we feel. To explain to everybody why you're wearing those things.
Those things, yes. Feel free. Stand in your power. Let people know. It's a sign of resistance. Hey, White Dragon, how are you doing tonight?
So anyway, as I had said, we were both at a loss as what to talk about. Talk about tonight. And I took out my cards, and the Seven of Pentacles popped out. And it's a reminder to stay patient, invest your endeavors, and continually assess and adjust your plans to ensure long-term growth and achievement. Kind of goes with what we need to do. So patience is the first one. Focusing our intentions and rolling with the punches seems like excellent advice for the current times. If you feel like you've become less patient in recent years, you're not alone. Not at all. There are cultural shifts, particularly when it comes to technology. Like, for instance, when I was working, I was the go-to person. Ask Heather, she'll tell you how. Now I swear I'm technologically challenged. I always have to go to my daughter-in-law, or my daughter says, how do you do that?
I feel the same way.
I don't remember. So, especially in technology, things have really go on. And everything that you look at or hear about has primed us to expect immediate gratification. Patience is not a long suit for a lot of people.
No.
No. Reading a particular book, listening to certain songs, or watching a popular TV show is as simple as a few clicks. You just turn the TV on. Oh, there it is. I want to go see this. It's there. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to wait very much time. I remember when we had TVs and you turned it on and you sat there and waited and waited and waited for all the tubes to warm up so you could see something.
Yeah. And you had to get up and go change the channel.
Yes, you had to get up and change channels. I had two brothers, one older and one younger, and we would sit close to the TV, and whoever was closer to the switcher was the one that always had to change it. Yeah. Afterwards, when we found what we wanted, we could all move back. But until then, somebody had to stay there to flip the channels. So tonight's dinner or a week's groceries can appear at our door in a flash. Depends on here. I have two grocery stores that I prefer. One of them always delivers the same day. The other one delivers the next day or whenever you want past. But you can always find you get it much faster now than we ever did. We always had to go get it. So the burning question on your mind is no more than an internet click. You just fill out what you want and boom, you're there.
Hi, Leah. I love it. It was the kids' job. Yep. It was. You go
yeah, my folks would sit back in the comfortable chairs and just switch channel. We did.
And then Lauren says we had to stand and take turns holding the rabbit ear antenna from time to time. Oh yeah, I remember that too.
Or move it so is this good? How about
or Daddy was standing on the roof doing the same thing.
Yeah, that's right. Would you believe my older brother was the one that always climbed up on the roof to fix the antenna? He's afraid of heights. But he was always the one that went up.
He was the chosen one.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So patience has become a bit of a lost art, needless to say, in our fast-paced, instant gratification world. But learning to be more patient, both with ourselves and others, can help support our mental health, relationships, and overall well-being. Whether we're dealing with a challenging coworker, a family member who knows how to push our buttons, or the annoyance of a long grocery store line, cultivating patience can help you tend to our daily life with more resilience, compassion, and ease. You guys, I've been working on patience for bloody ever, and I still am not where I want to be. It's still hard for me to be patient with certain things, but I have gotten better in my road rage. So many things are available to us instantly. We have so much of what we want at our fingertips. Our expectations have gone up, which often leads to our level of patience going down, without a doubt. Mm-hmm. The good news is that we can learn to be more patient, but like any new skill, it takes time. It can be tough work to rewire our thinking, which is exactly what we're having to do. We just really have my attention span. I have the attention span of a gnat. It's just amazing to me how if it's not there in 30 seconds, 15 seconds, Move on.
Or you're watching a movie and it's getting boring, so you just sip it to the end.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mhm. So patience is important for maintaining balance in the face of both adversity and day-to-day stress. You think
Hang on a minute, would you? I forgot to put this up,
okay.
and I thought maybe you could read it before you got
Sure.
started.
Seven of Pentacles upright. Now, just so you guys know, I don't believe in reversing them. Mine's always upright. Okay. So stay at your current job and build your income. Great time for savings. These are all meanings for it. Great time for saving. Perseverance towards goals. Rewarding growth efforts starting to show. In other words, things that are just beginning to show up that, oh, yeah, I can do that. Reward yourself for that. Focused, relaxed, and clear of next steps. Hard, long work paying off. See, he's cultivated that. Now it's beginning to show signs of growing and flowering. Carry on cultivating. Don't stop. Just keep going. Don't trample on what you have so far manifested. Now, you got that far. You don't want to cut it down.
True.
Yep. Growing from failed projects and investment. If something doesn't work, find out why so you'll know next time. Working on growth. Commitment and consistency towards work and career. If you're manifesting something, don't stop, just keep going. Don't give up. Assessments and evaluation. What worked and did not work? Long-term visions. What's your long-term? You've heard of these 5-year plans. This is their vision for 5 years. They want to be here, so they're working towards it.
Never could understand a 5-year
I
plan.
can't do that.
Never did understand those 5-year plans.
But I can do slow and steady progress.
I can do slow and steady, but
Self-employment, self-made wealth. The seeds you have planted have grown. So now you're ready to keep going. Setting realistic goals. Effort, paying off in romantic relationships. If that's what you want, then you've got to work at it.
yeah.
So anyway,
Just start on 7.
Yeah. So patience is important for maintaining balance in the face of both adversity and day-to-day stress. We know we have day-to-day stress. By increasing our tolerance for life's inconveniences, we can move through the world a bit more peacefully. Since we have started the process of ascension, I think both of us can say that things go a lot more smoothly. We are more patient. We are able to handle things better. Unlike people in my family, if something goes wrong, look out. Because it's like, and the next thing's going to do the same thing. It just perpetuates itself.
Yeah.
So we can move through the world more easily now. And some of the patient's benefits of being more patient. These are benefits. It can boost self-control and self-compassion. Practicing patience enables us to exercise self-regulation in stressful situations, preventing impulsive reactions and decisions. Now, this is a really weird one, but what came into mind as I said that was, okay, you're shopping, and instead of that impulse buying, be patient. A lot of times I'll say, oh, I really like that. Then I'll go shop everything else and come back. And if I feel the same way about it, then I think about it. But I don't automatically pick it up. And most of the times I don't pick it up at all. I just leave it there. So, having patience with yourself, not automatically doing something. It also nurtures self-compassion, allowing us to be kinder and more forgiving to ourselves. Next, it supports long-term goal achievement. Patience is one of the backbones of achieving long-term goals. It helps us stay committed and focused, ignoring instant gratification and prioritizing more substantial, lasting rewards. It's kind of like saving your money for what the thing you really want.
Yeah. So, patience also improves your physical health. Well, you know that. You know damn good and well. It keeps your blood pressure down. People that blow their blood pressures up really high. By reducing stress and negative emotions, patients can lower heart rate and decrease the risk of burnout, contributing to overall wellness and a healthier lifestyle. It enhances problem solving as well. Patience allows us to approach problems more thoughtfully and effectively. Absolutely. If I get impatient and make decisions, they're never the right ones. Never the right ones.
And we pay for it later.
Rush to force solutions out of frustration or impatience. Yeah, that I've been there. It fosters personal growth. Patience aids in our personal development journey, helping us to become more mindful, gain higher emotional intelligence, and improve self-esteem. It also increases our satisfaction and happiness. We like that part. The more patient we are, the more likely we are to be able to appreciate the present moment, experience joy in daily life, and find satisfaction in our relationships and activities. And here's another Seven of Pentacles. The key words being assessment, growth, patience, rewards, accumulation, diligence, foresight, waiting, planning, perseverance, nurturing, hopefulness, pause, delay, harvest. Figure that's upside down.
Yeah.
Astrology, Saturn and Taurus, and Archangel Uriel. Earth. Is that what that means? Earth? I don't know. Anyway, let's go to the next one. That's you, Heather.
Ways to cultivate patience. So, how do we learn to be more patient? Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is a practice that encourages you to be in the present moment without judging. There are lots of ways to practice mindfulness, and the key is to get out of your head and engage your senses. Take the time to actually see, feel, hear, smell, and even taste the world around you. No distractions, no thinking about what's next. Just concentrate on what's happening this very second. It's hard to do.
Sure is.
There are lots of ways of practicing mindfulness. You might try keeping a journal. I have to concentrate if I'm writing. So that's mindfulness right there. Sing breathing techniques, from yoga, that's mindful. Engaging in mindful eating. Think about what you're eating and practicing yoga. Trying Tai Chi and taking up meditation. I think it's funny, and this is just a comment on us. You do yoga, I do Tai Chi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally different. Know what is in your control and what isn't. Whether you're stuck in traffic or stuck in a job you hate, your patience can wear thin. But it can help to recognize when you can and can't change your circumstances. It's a matter of acknowledging what's within your control and what's not, and letting that shit go. Yeah. Build your tolerance for discomfort. Practice patience during life's little setbacks and build your tolerance when the bigger issues arise. Getting into the habit of letting a car go in front of you in traffic can be a small gesture that will help you get used to the idea of being okay with slowing down. Other ways to flex your patience muscles, or maybe let other people go ahead of you in a line or queue. Purposefully ignore the notifications on your phone, even for a few minutes. I have no problem. I turn it on off. Take up a hobby that requires patience, like knitting or woodworking. Resist the urge to scratch an itch. Handwrite a letter to a friend and wait for the response. Well, God, you'd have to be patient with the way the mail's working.
And for anybody to respond, most people will not write you back.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I wrote a letter.
Yeah, and on the other side of, like if it's Christmas cards, they don't send one unless you send them. Oh, I guess I better send one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is funny. And there was something else I was going to say.
Yeah, Beltane, don't answer the phone right away.
Yeah. And when you let somebody else go before you in line, they are so surprised.
They are. I do it all the time.
I do it all the time.
For people, I do all that kind of stuff.
Oh, you go for it. Really? Yeah, go.
Yeah. They're so surprised when you offer.
Exactly.
I'm retired. I don't have to be anywhere on time.
Exactly.
Really, for the most part, I don't have to be anywhere. It is easy to let somebody in front of me.
So you want to listen well. When you're feeling on edge, it can be tough to take the time to listen to what other people are telling you. If you're in a hurry, you don't want to hear it. You just,
True.
I'm in a hurry.
Guilty. Guilty.
Because when your head is swimming in what's coming next, like you want to be somewhere, you lose the present moment, including keeping up with the conversation that you're in. Impatience during a conversation can look like formulating your response to what's being said before it's your turn to speak. You haven't heard the whole thing. They don't want to listen to what you said because you didn't hear the whole of it. Or mentally tapping out of the conversation while you are quote listening, instead making a grocery list in your head. I need to get this. Remind yourself to stay present with the person you're talking to. Put your phone down. Sit by him.
It really irritates me to be in a room of invite somebody over and then have them be on their phone the whole time.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, just leave the phone off. It's like when you go out to eat. No phones at the table.
Yeah.
So focus on understanding what they're saying. Ask clarifying questions and stay engaged. I have learned to do that fairly well because I'm pretty well deaf. So I read lips. I'm really concentrating on what people say.
Yeah.
And I do ask clarifying questions. It's like, what? So find the fun. Laughing can lighten any mood. If you watched last Saturday's show, you'll know.
That's true.
It can help you find patience when it seems that you don't have much.
And learn to empathize. We're all empaths, so we have that down pretty well, I would think. It's easy to lose your patience when others aren't keeping up with their end of the bargain. But take a moment to recognize their goal probably isn't to inconvenience you. Rather than considering the effects that the other's actions have on you, stop to consider their point of view. If your teammate isn't keeping up with the demands of the job, asking what's going on rather than assuming they're sabotaging the group. Yeah, we don't talk enough. If the person at the self-serve checkout line in front of you can't seem to figure out where the barcode is, recognize that it's not a personal attack on you and they're probably frustrated too. If your friend hasn't replied about getting dinner tomorrow, understand they may be dealing with bigger troubles right now. Consider checking in to ask if they're okay rather than demanding a response to your plans.
And here's another thing that they didn't mention that I have found is everybody talks about left and right brained. And it's so easy to lose your patience with somebody who's right brained. Because a right brain person will give you
because you talk in bloody circles before you make your point.
They bring it all in to tell you what the thing is.
I want you to cut to the chase.
That is a left brain thing. The left brain says,
absolutely.
This is it. Now this is the proof of it. Whereas the other one gives you all the proof and brings it together. And so remember, you don't know how their brain is working. You need to be patient to hear them out.
True.
They probably have something good to say. It's just sometimes it's really hard
to get to the point.
Yes. So that's just everybody's different.
We are.
So shift your perspective. Like thinking How do they think? Sometimes changing your perspective can make all the difference. Instead of viewing a situation as a frustrating obstacle, try to see it as a chance to pause, reflect, or even learn something new. Be kind to yourself. Being patient does not happen overnight.
No, it doesn't.
Having kids helps. You need to learn. Anyway, the Seven of Pentacles, here's another one. Upright.
Oh, sorry. I took it off. Hello.
Yeah. Is patience, investment, perseverance, and growth. Again, I automatically I don't deal them out one way or the other. But the cards around it will tell me whether it's impatience, lack of reward, wasted effort, or frustration. I don't need to have that upside down to tell me that. And most of you, I think, I don't know, there's a lot of people I know that don't do upside down.
Yeah, I don't do upside down either.
Yeah. So remember that being patient is a practice, one that requires you to be patient with yourself, which means cultivating self-compassion. We don't do that real well.
No.
The next thing that we want to do, besides impatience, is invest in your intentions. Set an intent and an intention. Research to determine what type of developmental experiences you might want to explore. Professional versus personal development, or both. And the reason you want to invest in yourself. Commit to lifelong learning and growth mindset. I don't know that they necessarily do it in schools anymore, but we were constantly told, my class was more like taught how to find the answers to things rather than memorizing them. He said, if you're a lifelong learner, you need to know how to find out. And that's a lot of what we did. So we know how to find the information. So having a willingness alone to approach something new is only one aspect of having a growth mindset. Be open enough to receive a new perspective on an idea you may have made up your mind about previously. In other words, you've said, I want to do this, and something else comes in and says, you need to be open to say, well, maybe I want to do this instead. Proceed with caution and confidence. Investing in oneself does not equate to having access to information alone. Be selective about the facilitator, the mentor or guide, and ensure they offer insight into the information they present. Listen to your instincts when deciding whether to commit to a program and partner with its presenter. Again, upright meanings, things coming to fruition, hard work paying off, rewards, results, manifestation of ideas and goals, cultivation, growing, gestation, perseverance, approaching retirement. In other words, you're getting to the point where you should be able not to have to work quite so hard. Reversed. Bad business, financial management, not finishing what you started, not putting effort in, laziness, lack of growth, rewards, setbacks, delays, impatience.
Yeah.
Retirement, waste. Okay. But otherwise, most of the times we say, be patient, everything's working out as it should.
Yeah. Then the third thing we need to do is learn to roll with the punches. And we talk about that all the time by like riding the crest of the waves that life is taking us. We talk about that quite frequently. So this is just another thing about embracing the flexibility and adaptability, acceptance of reality. Don't fight what you can't change. Acknowledge the situation and its limits. Adjust your plans. Life throws curveballs, so be prepared to make adjustments to your plans and expectations. If there's anything you can depend on, it's change. That's why, to me, making a 5-year plan is kind of ridiculous because life changes so fast, so much. I can't even imagine where I would be in 5 years.
I
And
and I was thinking, like, when we set up our contracts up there, we're just saying we want to be able to do this or this. We don't say how or how long it's going to take.
exactly. Learn from setbacks. View challenges as opportunities for growth and learning rather than failures. Cultivate resilience and a positive mindset. Focus on what you can control. Concentrate on your actions and responses rather than dwelling on things outside of your influence. In other words, concentrate on what you can do something about and forget the rest.
Mm-hmm.
All that not chaos that's going on outside of you, you can't do anything about that. The only thing you can do anything about is what's going on within. So try to maintain a positive outlook. Even in difficult times, strive to find the silver lining and maintain hope. And be sure and practice self compassion. We're so hard on ourselves, and it's just, there's no reason to be. Whatever happened yesterday doesn't matter. It's what you do today that matters, not what you're going to do tomorrow, but what you do today, because you never know if you're even going to wake up tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, seek support. Connect with friends, family, or a therapist to build a strong support system. Luckily, we have you guys.
Yeah,
Each other.
we have the chat, and your chat has the chat. That's
Yeah,
a support system for all of us.
it is. This community is a great support system.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take this down till you finish.
Okay.
Whoops.
Patience is important for maintaining balance in the face of both adversity and day-to-day stress. By increasing our tolerance for life's inconveniences, we can move through the world with a bit more peace. We don't have to get all churned up. We all are suffering from the chaos in our world. And while it's important to acknowledge the insanity, we don't have to live in it. Now we can do things like the red lipstick and other ways of saying this isn't right. We want this, and you can even join groups like our own chat group, and what things would be good. So we don't have to live in the chaos. We just need to be together. We know no matter how much we cultivate patience in our daily lives, there will inevitably be times where we get frustrated. Think.
Amen.
And if you do, there are some things that can help, like take a few deep breaths slowly, count to 10 slowly, walk it off. Sometimes you just got to get that energy out. Remember your intentions, keep your focus, and roll the punches.
We
So
could
this,
do that. We've
yeah.
been doing that for a while now, and we can do it for a while more because we're all strong. I
Mhm.
wanted to read this one, if you
Go
don't
ahead.
mind. Seven of Pentacles, Saturn and Taurus. Prize for invested effort, change of direction, reviewing, payout, less finance problems, hard work, harvest time, allocation, organization of work, recovery, considered risk, investment decisions. But also be careful of restriction, resignation, fear caused by uncertainty, temporal difficulties, need for material security, delayed success. I'd say those are all the reversals.
Yeah.
But wow. So
Yeah.
I think your seven, I'm going to go back to the beginning. Your seven of
Pentacles.
Pentacles was just a beautiful recipe for how to deal with our current
This
times.
world. And I agree with Diana Jean. Sometimes spirit says soon and they mean 3 years. They
That's
don't
a
have
damn
concept
truth.
of time.
Yeah, their concept of time is different from mine, most
Remember,
assuredly.
Earth is the only place there is time. Xena,
Yeah,
stop.
yeah. Hey, Amanda Carroll. Glad you can make it.
Mhm.
So, There you go. That's all about the 7 of Pentacles that we have. I don't
As
know how
applied
many
to today.
definitely applies to today and probably the next few months. Sorry to say.
Just be patient. Things
Just
will
be
come around
patient.
because of all of our own intentions. Like the cards were saying, you need to use your intuition and also the card that says action. That action may be just putting out the love to everybody. That
Aw.
action may be joining groups that will say, we need to do this. And they're just part of the energy that goes into that change. So being patient doesn't mean don't do anything. Being
Oh,
patient
absolutely
means
not.
relax while you're doing what you need to do.
Yeah. So Saturday we'll have Valerie here and for talking about the new moon, which is a solar eclipse that's coming up, I believe, on the I've forgotten the date. Forgotten the date of that. But anyway, Valerie will let us know. And then on Tuesday, we're going to talk about the power of laughter. We did a show with Jenny B on Saturday about it, but we're going to go ahead and do another one on the power of laughter for all of us.
Okay.
I like this. Beltane says the 7 of Pentacles. Are you okay, Sass? The 7 of Pentacles shows me where I need more work finding fun. Interesting.
Mhm.
Interesting.
It
Thank you.
depends on what's around it.
Absolutely. So I guess that will be it for this today. And we can maybe read some cards.
Sure.
Anybody want their cards read? I think like pulling 3.
Okay.
Sassy. Sassy.
Is she okay?
I think so. The 29th, new moon partial eclipse on March 29th. Okay, Diane G wants cards. Yay, we can do that. Good girl, Sassy Marie.
And that one and I
Okay.
pick them as I go along.
Liz next. Beltane says I'm an introvert and a bit too serious at times. Yeah, that's been me most of my life. I'm lightening up as I get older.
As you say, I don't care. I'm going to do what I want.
Pretty much. Pretty much these days.
That card came flying out, so I guess that's the card I'm supposed to use.
So Beltane wants cards. Where's my me guy? I haven't even seen him yet. But first is Diane G. How is everybody this Tuesday?
Much better than last Tuesday.
I'm glad. I'm so glad you're.
Difference between day and night.
That's fantastic, girl.
Oh, I am so happy.
Okay. Beltane says she's doing great, rolling with the punches. Diane G says it's been a chill day. Liz says honored to be here. Amanda says, yes, please, I'd love some cards. Popping into a store real quick. That's all right. You got time. And feeling well today. That's brilliant. Glad to hear it.
It's really, really weird the way these are talking. Okay. The first card that I drew was Destiny. It's our little dragon. And he's saying, it's your path. Do it your way. which was kind of interesting to me because then the next two cards that came up, there was connection and attunement. And it looks like they're like, what is that? That's not C. What yoga position is that?
I can't tell you. A warrior.
Warrior. Okay.
Warrior 2? 1. Warrior 1.
Yeah, connection and attunement. You're needing to connect. And then it says, do things in moderation. And it's really funny because it says, are you eating something that you shouldn't be eating? Try to eat mindfully and healthfully. And although the fairies say that a little bit of what you fancy is fine, in other words, it's your path. Do it the way you want to. If you want to lose weight, do it the way you want to in moderation. Just make sure that you stay connected and authentic and unattuned. Okay? Whatever it is you're doing, whether it's losing weight or it's looking for a different job or it's trying to work on meditation, or I don't know why that word came in, but meditation, if you're having difficulty with it, do it the way you want. There is no right way. There is no wrong way. Do it. It's your path. You follow it the way you want.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I got specialization. It's like one of your gifts is, I don't know why all that gold weirdness is. Woo. Okay, specialization. Sorry about that. Look at all the butterflies, the flowers, the roses blooming in her heart. There's a violet flame coming out of her heart. This card has so much involved in it. It's beautiful. But what it's talking about, really, is that you've got new gifts coming online, and they may not be fully formed yet, but that's okay. You just need to focus on continuing to grow within, work on grounding and centering yourself with your root chakra. The root chakra card, ground and center, is what this card says. We all know how important it is to be grounded, particularly right now. And we all love living in these upper chakras, but we always have to remember to stay grounded, or you can get lost in these and not realize where you are, truthfully. So you need to stay grounded and centered. And then I got the fledgling card, which really goes with the specialization. You're new, you have some new gifts, and you're just starting out with those gifts, but be patient. Oh my God, there's that word. Be patient. Yourself some grace. You're going to get there with this. And it also needs time for your spirit to decide exactly how these gifts are going to appear and how they're going to grow. So just be patient with yourself and know that you're exactly where you're supposed to be, right where you're supposed to be, and all is well. Just keep working.
And make everything your own.
Always make everything your own.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in that. Making things your own.
Yeah.
Leah's next.
Yeah. Okay. Leah.
You're welcome, Diane G. We love it when it makes sense to you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Mr. Bill! I just realized what you had there, Leah. Those used to be damn funny. I used to laugh at those so hard. I loved the early Saturday Night Lives. The first 3 or 4 years to me were the best.
Creative. Very.
They were so creative. Ooh, what did you get out there? Okay, I'm going to use both of those.
Ooh.
God, I love these cards, but they're all green. You're never going to see them.
That's an unusual card. Okay. This is the Fairy Oracle deck. And anyway, it says transformation. And this fairy tells you to surrender to the transformation you're going through. It's happening for your highest good. So just let it go. Embrace it, because you've got the best to come. And what was funny was this Oberon card. And what it's saying is, during this transformation, you need to reconnect with your physical body. Get out of your head. Let things happen as they should. Quit thinking so hard. Okay? Let that transformation go. Do what you need to be doing. And this has to do with new beginnings. It actually says door to romance, but it has to do with new beginnings, whether they're friends or a new relationship or whatever it is. You're going to meet some new people. And part of that is because of the transformation. And then during that transformation and all these new people coming in, you're going to be thinking real hard. Just think with your heart, not your brain. Just get out of your own way. Okay?
Well, this card, absence, is talking about going, meditation, basically going within, getting quiet, going within and listening closely. Second card I got was the heart chakra, opening up your heart to possibilities, and unfurling back to love, remembering who you are, your love. Your love. That's your essence, unconditional love. Remember who you are and shine your light. You have a big, beautiful light to shine. I can't believe you can actually see these with all the green and blue. But these two cards actually flew out, the heart chakra and the shine your light card. So it's time to go back in, remember who you are, and go shine your light. Don't be afraid. Step into your power and shine your light. You've got a beautiful light to shine and a beautiful heart to share. So,
and I keep getting, get out of your own way. Let it happen.
That's usually the way it is. We get in our own way, for sure. Go into the void. Exactly. Go into the absence. That's exactly right. Okay, let's see who's next. Beltane. What do we got for Beltane? Whoops. Well, that was easy. And all you ladies, get out there and wear your red lipstick. Show them who's boss. I love this Beyond Lemuria deck. I haven't used it in a while. I'm glad I got it out.
I'm lucky I get to keep a bunch of them here, but with the different people, like I was going to pick up a different deck and I said, no, use this deck. I'm like, okay. Whatever.
Whatever.
I'm just waiting for them to give me the right card. Wow. Okay. Do you want to go first? Go ahead.
Well, I got the context card first. And to me, that is taking a higher perspective in a situation and looking at the different aspects so that you can keep context, keep the context of the situation. Reclaim your energy. You're a giver. You're in this lovely card. I love this deck.
Yeah, it is a nice deck.
He is reclaiming her energy. You can see that that root chakra just energetically moving with these lights. I love that. And it's actually moving all the way up the chakras. Woo! Sorry. Reclaim your energy and learn to receive, not just give. Learn to receive. That is an art in itself. Being able to receive graciously. Sometimes we want to, oh shucks, don't. I hate it when people start complimenting me. It's very hard for me to receive compliments. I'm getting better at it. I kind of like to receive compliments. And why should we not feel grateful that people recognize who and what we are and give us compliments or compliments on our actions or whatever? We all deserve it. So learn to receive it with love and grace. And reclaim your energy, young lady.
Well, I have the first card, and I was thinking, is the fairy deck of tarot, and it's actually the Two of Winter, what they have for winter. And they're asking you, is indecision holding you back?
Excuse me.
You're trying to make the choice that's best for you. Don't do it for what pleases other people. Do it for you.
Exactly.
And sometimes you feel like you're trapped between what your brain is telling you and what your heart is telling you. Okay. So you want to listen to your heart. But they were really, the next two cards are so connected. One is from the Metatron deck and the other one is from the fairy not tarot, the oracle cards. But they're both saying, look for signs. This one, it says to spirit, from spirit to you with love, look for the signs. And then this one is saying, look in nature, look for all those things that will help you make up your mind with your heart. Don't your indecision is hurting you. So look for the signs of what you should be doing. Be receptive to the subtle. Sorry, Zena, stop. Be receptive to the subtle messages from nature as you go through your day. It may just be you're wondering about something and you see a flower in a vase that somebody's got sitting on their desk and it seems to talk to you. Listen, it's telling you something.
It is indeed.
Yep. So nature is continually talking to us. So you want to think about nature, or maybe just a walk in the park or whatever. But we need to open our hearts and minds, see the signs to help you with your indecision. But listen to your heart. Okay.
Well, I pulled unique gifts. You have unique gifts that no one else has. And the perceptionist says, open your mind and think outside the box. Mm-hmm. Your gifts are unique to you. And wait a minute, I'm reading the wrong person. I'm reading Amanda. Oh, I already read Beltane. I'm so sorry. Sorry. Let me get Amanda up. Yeah, I had already read her. Anyway, so Amanda, I apologize.
I agree with Diana. She said those are barks of agreement. I swear she is an angel. Really,
she is an angel. That dog is something special.
Yes.
Okay, back to Miss Amanda Carroll. Hi, I'm glad you're back. You have unique gifts, and like I said, the perceptionist. This is not the perfectionist. This is the perceptionist. I love that. I'm just going to read him because he's so darn cute. 35. No one needs to tell you dragons are real. You know it in your bones. All the literature that claims they're myth and legend are grossly misinformed. We couldn't prove the God particle theory, Higgs boson, in quantum physics until the correct measuring device was invented in Switzerland. And any good scientist worth her petri dish, like any fairy taleist worth his yarn, will tell you that just because you can't see something doesn't mean it's not there. Dragons, neurons, particles, fairies. The miraculous and marvelous often exist outside our known measuring devices. Go beyond your five senses and use your dragon sense to perceive the possibilities right now because they are endless for you with your unique gifts. I love that. And remember, it takes repetition and practice for your gifts to grow into grow and I can't think of the word. Grow and be accurate. It's not coming to me what the word is, but it gets to grow. They get better and better all the time. So just keep practicing. Keep up the repetition. If you want to be a tennis pro, you got to play tennis every day. If whatever it takes. Like I'm really kind of sucky at what's the word? Mediumship. So I practice all the time because it's my least strength. So I practice all the time. And that's all it takes is practice. I am getting better, by the way. Little by little. We always get better.
And actually, I had two cards that came out of the Metatron deck. And the first one was family, circle of life. They're talking about how everything is going, but this one came at the same time. So it goes with it. They want you to, your family, your circle of life, what you're doing brings you joy and happiness. And you can't see it because it's yellow, but it's a little bumblebee on a flower. But those two together, and they're saying, just remember you are in the circle of life and it will bring you joy. And when you have questions, make sure you look for the signs. I very seldom get the same card the next reading, but I got this one after I shuffled a couple times. It popped out again anyway. So you look for nature signs. Look for signs of any kind, whether it's numbers or it's a song that's helping you feel happy about things. Or you're with your family or whoever it is, maybe it's just close friends, but the circle of life for you. Now just think about the Lion King. Okay. It's all supposed to be joy for you, joy and happiness. And your friends bring you joy and happiness. And like I said, just keep looking for those signs and following them because those are telling you things, a lot of things. So.
Okay, we have one last one. Rinky Debbie. Hey, I was getting a strong feeling for the first time to get a reading. Can you please tell me what it is about and how, please? We can give you a reading. I'm not sure about the second one.
If you're being told to get a reading, they want you to hear something.
Yeah, there's definitely a message for you.
Yeah. So we'll find out what
we can find out, Rinky.
I'm glad you can have that feeling. That means you're attuned.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Thank you for the question.
When I first started out, I had to have 3 things tell me, okay, you said it 3 times. Within the 3 times I've been on, I'll get there. Even if it is an hour and a half to get there. Not this one. Okay, not this one. This one.
Oh, I just threw cards at Sassy. I'm sorry, honey.
And she didn't get upset. My dog gets cards thrown to her. She takes it and chews it up.
She just laid back. She sat up, but she laid back down. God love her. I think I hit her with like 4. Some days I just don't shuffle well. That's all there is to it.
Oh. Okay. There's something that you're doing. Because I ended up with only 2 cards. And the first one was Father Time. And it's a dragon. And there's something that you're doing. They're saying, now, do it now. Now is the time. Now is the time. And the second card was from Metatron's deck. And it says Dimensional Gateway. An invitation. They're saying, we're inviting you to do more, to experience more now. So when you meditate, quiet yourself. Don't let Earth's time get in your way. Don't say, oh, it's already been 20 minutes. You may not even know how much time there is that you're spending meditating. They just want you to quiet your mind because they're inviting you to join them and do some different things and learn some new stuff. But you need to quiet your mind. That's what the Father Time is about. It's time to slow down, stop, and just be who you are so they can join you, so you can join them. Okay?
I'm getting fragments, and I'm feeling that this is about some childhood abuse, maybe not abuse, but uncomfortableness, childhood
Trials
and tribulations, that you haven't come to terms with, and you really need to go inside and love that child, love who you are now, try to love and hug on that inner child that had the difficulties, and surround the situation in love. Surround it in love and forgiveness and grace for yourself, because it's time for you to reclaim your energy, not leave that energy back there where it doesn't belong. You're not that person. You're much more than that, and you have much more to offer than you know. Reclaim who you are. I'm going to read this one because I just love these dragon ones, and I'll read them at any chance.
those and everything you've said so far goes with this.
Exactly. Yeah, goes with what you said. The fountain. Water doesn't wash, it remembers. Water and its propensity for memory has the power to clarify through remembering you to your original state of love, unconditional love. Now is the time for deep remembering. Go to the river or ocean, seek out a fountain, drink deeply from the sacred chalice. Water is a dragon's best friend as it keeps the fires of passion in balance. The waters of consciousness are beckoning you today to step out of your circumstances and into your deeper truth. And that's who you are today. Your situation doesn't define who you are. You do. So remember that. Self-love, lots of self-love to help bring these fragments back together, because you are whole if you can just go back and let go of some of this shadow work that needs to be done. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, not only do the cards say it's time, so does the astrology.
You're welcome, Rinky Debbie. So glad to help you, and thank you all for being here tonight. This is a good show. Thanks, Heather.
Oh,
thanks for your 7 of Pentacles.
Hey, I didn't know what to do. I said, okay, guys, help.
Hey, I thought it was a great I thought it was
I
a
thought,
great
okay,
show.
this makes sense. All right.
It really does. So thanks so much for that. Thank you guys for being here. Go out and shine your lights. Make sure you spend plenty of time loving yourself, forgiving yourself, being patient with yourself, and shine your light and send out lots of love to all those that need it the most. And I'll just leave it at that until
Remember, you guys are worthy. You deserve every grace that you can get.
absolutely. Until next time, we'll see you Saturday
We'll
with
see.
Valerie from Illumination Portal talking to us about this partial eclipse. Woohoo, coming up. Until next time, thank you. Love you all. Bye bye.